is turned off, so I won't be able to see whatever you will be writing. Okay, it will be going to Himanshu sir and Khushit sir in the form of doubt. So just make sure that you write only the doubt now onwards in the question answers panel. Okay, all right, until I ask you to write any answer in the chat box. Okay, students. Okay, so let's now quickly summarize the meaning of fractions or the definition of fractions. So now we have seen fractions are the numbers that represent a part of the whole, some portion out of the whole, like one piece of cake out of 6 pieces, one portion of the glass out of four portions filled with juice, like 1/4 of the glass is filled with juice and 3/4 is empty. Right? So the such kind of cases where we represent a part of the whole are called as fractions. Right? And the whole part, that means the denominator, can be either a single object or group of objects. That means they can be either in multiple pieces or they can consist of a single block of item. Right? And how can we represent fractions? Fractions are represented always in the form of numerator by denominator. We know that fractions represent some part out of the whole. So that part, some part is called as numerator and whole part is called as denominator. And for out of, we make this horizontal line. Okay, so that was all about the meaning and the representation of fraction. All right. Okay, chalo. So let me just give you few real life examples for fractions. So in real life example, we have seen already the example was a piece of a cake. If you just consider few pieces of the cake out of the total, then that will be the real life example of fractions. Right. Other examples could be if suppose we are having a dinner along with our family. Okay, along with our sibling, our mom, dad, and our mom asks us to finish a complete bowl of salad. Suppose there is a bowl filled with salad, right? And if we are already done, if we are already filled, then what usually we say, no mom, we cannot complete the entire bowl, we cannot finish the entire bowl of salad, but we are in a position to just finish half bowl of the salad or half portion of the bowl, right? So if you just see here, we talked about 1/2, that means half. If we consider the complete bowl, and if we divide it into 2 equal parts, then out of those 2 equal parts, we can finish just one part, right? That means here also some portion out of the whole, right? So this is another example where we use fraction, right? Okay, next, another example is, if I just say similarly, the same example that I have taken previously, if there is a cake. Okay, if I divide the cake now into 6 equal portions, and if I just take 2 pieces out of 6, then how many remaining portions of the cake I am talking about? So out of 6 pieces of the cake, I have considered 2, and I have just pulled it. I just ate it already. So how many fractions, like how many pieces out of the total are left? I'm talking about the remaining. You have to represent fraction for the remaining cake. Okay, just read the question, it's remaining cake. Okay, 4/6. Why it is 4/6, students? Because the complete cake is divided into 6 equal portions, and out of 6 portions, we have already taken 2 portions. That means 6 minus 2 is over. That means, out of 6, we have considered 2 pieces. So how many are left? Leftover will be 6 minus 2, that is 4. It is 4/6. That will be the fraction for the remaining cake. Right? The question is remaining portion. So it is option A. Okay, right? Not option B. I'm not talking about represent the condition using a fraction. In that case, it will be 2/6. But I am just talking about remaining portion of the cake. So for remaining portion, it will be 4/6. Okay, right? Chalo. Let me now give you the third example, the last example. It says large portion of the glass filled with juice. Okay, suppose if you see the denominators, it is upon 4. That is the total part is 4. So if I divide the complete glass into 4 equal portions, okay, into 4 equal portions, then how much portion is filled with juice? You have to tell me. Suppose it is 1, 2. Okay, all 35 students should mark their answers. Okay, doesn't matter you know or do not know, whether you're confident or not confident about the answer. Give it a try. Okay, right. Just one student with option B and the remaining going with option A. Amazing. So yes, it is option A only. That is the correct portion representing the glass filled with juice, right? So out of 4 portions, how many portions are filled? 3 portions, or you can also say the glass is more filled than empty. Only some part is empty and major portion of the glass is filled, right? So out of 4 pieces, 4 portions, 3 portions are filled. So it will be 3 by 4 that is representing glass filled with juice. Okay, right? So it will be 3 by 4. So all these 3 by 4s, 4 by 6 or 2 by 6 or the half bowl of salad, all these represented the real life example of fraction. Okay, right? So that was all about the introduction of fractions, recalling the fraction, then revising the definition of fractions, representing in the form of numerator and denominator, and seeing the real life example. Okay, I hope you all must have got a quick revision about fractions, right? So is there any doubt to anyone? Let me quickly launch the poll. You have to mark yes or no. If you have any doubt, consider 2 triangles which are shaded, right? So it will be 2 by 4, or if you have the option 1 by 2 anywhere, you should mark option 1 by 2. Okay, instead of 2 by 4, if they would have given 1 by 2, you would have marked 1 by 2. Okay, right? We'll see simply. We have already seen simplification of fractions. So you should just simplify the numerator and denominator with the common factor. Here it is 2 by 4, it's fine. But if in case they would have given 1 by 2, instead of 2 by 4, you should mark 1 by 2. Okay, alright, chalo. Let me quickly give you the next question. Small boxes, rectangular boxes are there, out of which few of them are shaded. Do you have to represent how many of them are shaded? Out of how many are there? Out of total number of boxes. Okay, it is option A, which is 3 by 7. Right? So what have we done here? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total 7 boxes are there. Definitely in denominator, 7 has to be there. Just see in which option 7 has the denominator. 7 is the denominator. It is option A. Also, just to confirm your answer, out of 7 boxes, 3 boxes are shaded. So 1, 2, and 3. So in the numerator, it will be 3. That is 3 by 7. Right, all of you? So that's really amazing that you got the correct answer. And Shaurya, it will be option A. Few types of fractions in our 6th grade. Right, let me see how many of you are remembering those types. So can you quickly type it in the chat box? What are the type of fractions you all are remembering? Okay. All right. Rama says proper, Harmandeep proper, Shravya. Okay. All right. Proper, improper. Okay. Akshay, like, mixed, like, unit. Okay. All right. Okay. So I could see that proper, improper, and mixed have been written by each and every student. Like and unlike also. Apart from that, yes, correct. I was waiting for this type also. Prince got it right. Prince and Sorasis. Apart from that, we have read about equivalent fractions also. Right? Okay. Right. You all got it right. We have different type of fractions. First one, we have proper fractions. Next, we have improper fractions. Third one, we have mixed fraction. Right? Equivalent fraction will also come. Let's finish this one and then we'll see few more types like fractions, unlike fractions, and equivalent fractions. Okay, students, it's amazing that you all are remembering each and everything. So I have got I've got 2 sincere students in this session. Okay, all right. So let me just turn off the chat for a while and let me ask you few questions related to these types: proper, improper. Okay. Alright, so sit in your midterm exam. I guess most of you have written and many of you will write still to write your exam. Suppose you have got 45 out of 50 in your mathematics exam, in your midterm. Or if you have got 49.5 or just 49 out of 50. Right, so it is also a fraction because we are talking about some portion out of the whole. Right, so this is the numerator, 45 and 9 are the numerators, 50 is the denominator. In both the cases, 45 and 49 are lesser than 50. So we can say that this is the condition where numerator is lesser than denominator. So all these are the example of proper fraction. Alright? So these are the real life example for proper fractions. Okay? Right, so that is proper fraction. Next, exactly opposite to it, if I ask you, when numerator is greater than denominator, then what is the type of fraction? Which type of a fraction am I talking about? Now, Will it still be a proper? Okay, right. So you might be getting the question that, ma'am, how is it possible to take 9 out of 4? Or how it is possible to obtain 9 marks out of 4 marks? Right? So yes, really it's not possible. But we use such fractions. How do we use it? You will get to know within a couple of minutes. Okay? So, okay, didn't get the options for the hotspot. Shravya, please refresh your session and just check for your connectivity, internet connectivity. Okay, chalo. All right. So if you do not get one more time, another time, just let me know. Okay, but before that, just refresh your session. Okay. So before explaining this real life example of improper fraction, can you just tell me if I give you an example of fraction 5 1 by 5? So can you tell me this 5 1 by 5 is what type of a fraction, or it comes under which category of fraction? Is it proper? That is mixed fraction. So yes, 5 1 by 5 is a mixed fraction. It's neither proper nor improper, but it is mixed fraction. And why it is mixed fraction? So let's try to understand this. If you just take that example, 9 by 4, improper fraction case. Okay, so suppose if someone says you have scored 9 marks out of 4, that is 9 by 4, right? Then do not get confused. It's practically possible. How it is possible? So let's see. Converting this improper fraction, this is an improper fraction, right? Converting this improper fraction to a mixed fraction. And how can we convert this improper fraction to a mixed fraction? Just divide the numerator with denominator. So divide the numerator 9 with denominator 4. It is 1. So we have got the quotient as 2, remainder as 1. This is our dividend, right? And this is our divisor. So we always represent the mixed fraction in the form of quotient remainder by divisor. That is QR by D format. It will be 2 1 by 4. Right? So 2 1 by 4 means it is 2 plus 1 by 4. That is 2 is the whole part. 1 by 4 is the fractional part. Right? So you can just understand this way. You have got 2 complete marks plus the third mark. You have not scored completely, but it is, if you divide 3 into 4 equal parts, then the next part, that means after 2, which is the next part, the third part, you have considered 1 out of 4. Right? Okay? So it is not complete 3 marks. You have got a little marks more than 2 and a little marks lesser than 3. So that is all about improper fraction and mixed fraction. And mixed fraction is always represented in the form of quotient remainder by divisor, and it is the combination of whole part, which is q, plus fractional part. So this q is representing whole part. That means a complete number. R by D is a fraction. Right? And to be more specific, it will always be a proper fraction. Right? So mixed fraction is the combination of whole numbers and proper fraction. Okay, and always we obtain mixed fraction from improper fraction, right? And always improper fraction can be converted to mixed fraction, and mixed fraction can also be brought back to improper fraction. Okay, improper and mixed fractions are interchangeable, right? We can convert improper to mixed, mixed to improper. Right? Right. So let's quickly sum up what all things we have revised. We have revised the cases where the fraction will have numerator less than denominator. So such fractions will be proper fractions. Next, we have read about improper fractions where numerator will be greater than denominators. Right? Next, apart from that, we have seen all the improper fractions can be converted into another special category of fractions, that will be the mixed fraction, which is always represented in the form of quotient remainder by divisor. That is QR by D. Okay? Right? So that was all about few basic types of fractions that you all told me. Okay, apart from these, I could see many of you have written like fractions, unlike fractions, and equivalent fractions. So let's quickly revise them also. So like fractions, coming to like and unlike fractions. Like fractions means, like if I consider two